be bringing them in. And I hope, as usual, this will be an educational event, which will help people really have a deeper understanding of how we actually look at this problem of masks. And I'm also going to be sharing with you some of the important cards that we printed. One of our volunteers recently printed, who looked at what was up on the website, and actually, it's a little bit hard to see for some reason, but maybe I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up shortly. But let me just give you a quick overview. Some of you may know the question of today's discussion is Fauci, I think about a week ago, right, Ken? Yeah. Michelle, Fauci said that we shouldn't just wear a single mask, we should wear a double mask. And he was probably watching my videos, which have gone viral, which I've been sharing the fact that these cloth masks, at best, maybe they have 45%, only 45% of the aerosolized particles, are not getting through, which means most of the particles are getting through. With medical masks. 95% of the particles actually go through. And with medical masks, about 45% go through. So the point is, the cloth masks have an efficacy of maybe 5%, which means the aerosolized particles, 95% are going through the cloth masks. So his ingenious idea, this guy isn't too smart, frankly. He's been there for a long time. He's more of a politician, is why don't we double up on masks? And one of my friends told me on one of the news networks, I think NBC or CNN, one of these networks, an MD was on saying, no, we should put 4 masks on. Okay? So you have to understand, these people are quite dumb. Unfortunately, most MDs do not understand the body as a system. They don't learn that in medical school. They don't learn the immune system as a system. For that matter, unfortunately, the entire medical training, and most honest doctors will admit it, is basically like, if this, do this, if this, do this. They're basically, they're beating the hell up out of medical school. They're trained to essentially have huge egos, because by the end of that process, that's pretty much what they have left. Unfortunately, because they don't study the body as a complex system. They study it in little parts, and they slog it through 4 years of medical school, getting very little sleep. Don't really learn a lot about nutrition. I don't even think they have to take a nutrition course. So that's the medical school education. So frankly, an idiot like Fauci, who's made his entire career lying and putting out very, very archaic concepts of the immune system, is who has survived in that system. And that's why, because he's probably focused more on wheeling and dealing and being a politician, that's why he's survived for nearly 40 years. Okay? So when this very foolish individual, highly non-scientific, says we should double up on masks, and you have MD saying we should quadruple up on masks. Look, I love working out. This all nonsense. Most of the gyms in the area have been closed. I decided to go to a gym, and they had me wear a mask. I have no idea how people are working these masks, doing heavy lifting, squats, running, but that's what people are doing. Having said that, let me just take a quick break. Many of you know, on our website, if you go to VAShiva.com, which I'm going to take you right now, we have been putting together a very powerful infrastructure for you. Let me just go right up there right now. And by the way, I'm on our events page. If you go to VAShiva.com, I clicked on events. We have a seminar coming up on February 4th. It's on masks and risk to you and your child. We're going to be sharing with that. It's going to be a couple of hours long, may even go to 3 hours, but a detailed analysis of masks and how it affects oral health and how it can affect you and your child. But most importantly, this is not a left or right issue. It's to really educate you and build awareness. So please take an opportunity to, first of all, go to VAShiva.com and check this out before I come back to this issue. And one of the important things we're doing is we're creating a global community of people who are dedicated to truth, freedom, and health. And as a part of that, you are highly encouraged to recognize that what we've been doing on the site in a very deliberate way is, if you go to VAShiva.com/join, we've been building a community now. It's explosively growing. And on this community site where you can log in, the membership is free. You can contribute. You get access to all different types of resources. based on your commitment to education. It's really what you want to do. The more you want to commit, you want to get the books, you want to get the access to your body, your system, you contribute, but it's really, the contribution is pretty nominal, but it's more about, we want to see there's a commitment. But one of the key things we're doing here is to educate you on the foundations of systems. Look, you cannot build a movement to change the world if you don't have scientific principles. If you want to build a bridge, as I've said over and over again, you need Newton's laws. If you want to build an airplane, you have to understand Bernoulli's principles. If you want to build a transformer, you need to understand Maxwell's equations. If you're going to build a movement, you have to be very, very naive, which is where we've been at for probably 50 years, thinking you don't need to have any scientific principles. Well, those scientific principles I've developed over the last 40 years. And as you go on the site, what we've done is we're creating a educational platform, a platform for changing the world, and a platform for communications. So you don't have to be afraid of Facebook throwing you off Google, Gmail, etc. And this is for what we're calling our Truth, Freedom, and Health Warriors. Anyone can contribute to our platform. The membership to get some of the videos, the forum, which I'm going to show you shortly, is absolutely no cost. Based on your commitment to education, pick up some of the educational materials. But more importantly, you can, if based on your decision, you can, every Monday evenings, I do a 3-hour class right here called the Foundations of Systems, where you learn the fundamental elements of systems. You understand why we have to build a bottoms-up movement. What is the interconnection between truth, freedom, and health? But more importantly, the not so obvious establishment. So please take advantage of this. It's taken me many, many years to build this course, but you can apply these teachings anywhere. So that's on the join. And I'll come back shortly to talk about, I'll show you some of the platform, some of the social media tools we built out for you, etc. But what I wanted to talk about today was, when you take a systems approach, you can really start going beyond pro or anti. You can go beyond Republican or Democrat, but more importantly, you can build awareness for your friends and your family about any issue. So a couple of days ago, I talked about the GameStop issue and how you can look at that stock analysis issue, what's going on from a systems approach. So you can see what occurred there. There was really a bottoms up movement. When it comes to stocks, for example, there's people called activist investors, okay? These are people, a small clique of people. If they want to take out a CEO of a company, if they want to destroy the stock of a company, they can literally get together, and it's legally allowed by the way the SEC is, and it's called activist investing. But it's typically done top down. In this case, it was bottoms up. A bunch of people on Reddit, millions of people got together. They didn't like the fact a few people are shorting a bunch of stocks, and they basically did a bottoms-up activist investment model. And in response to that, people like Elizabeth Warren, who are the not-so-obvious establishment, which we'll learn from the course, what did she do? She acts like though she's for the people, but what she actually will want to end up doing is putting regulations to make sure bottoms-up people don't happen, to consolidate power for the wealthy. But that's what the not-so-obvious establishment is about. So when you look at masks, you can apply the same thing. What you see here is that the elites they feign. You look at idiots like Ocasio-Cortez, go to her website, go to Bernie Sanders, who's a complete fool, left or right. You'll find out they're all pushing vaccines as a cure-all, and they're all pushing masks. It's more of a fashion statement for them. But these people are not scientists, but when you really apply system science, the real issue, and that's what's great about when you understand the foundations of systems, the real issue is that when you look at the body as a complex system, or you look at society as a complex system, if we truly care about public health, which is what these people claim, we would be starting to address things like obesity, okay? 35% of Americans are obese. You would start addressing issues like the preponderance of high blood pressure, the preponderance of the fact people don't get exercise, right? Maybe we should shut down the country for a year and get everyone into exercising. You probably could change the world significantly. So they talk about public health, but they don't want to see the body as a system. They want to come up with fake solutions. And the fake solution here is everyone should wear these cloth masks, which again, 95% of the particles go through. So again, Fauci says we should do double masks. MDs are out there saying quadruple masks. My view is if you want to take that non-systems approach, you should wear hazmat suits. Let's really be honest in the sense that if you believe the issue is to protect you from the germs, then please wear a hazmat suit. That's where this leads to. 2 masks, 4 masks, 8 masks, 20 masks, stay in your home, hazmat suits, okay? But if we want to take a systems approach, which is looking at the body as an interconnected, complex system, you come to the conclusion that one of the principles of systems theory is what's called resilience. Every system, man-made or nature, if its survival is based on its ability to take a hit and come back stronger, okay? It's called resilience. I was with a bunch of Navy SEALs this weekend, and all of these guys, by the way, are very excited. They're all going to be they're going to tell all their SEAL buddies are excited to take the Foundations of Systems course. Why? Because they understand systems. Because in SEAL training, you do what's called stress inoculation. You train people for resilience, that you think you can, you push yourself and you think you can't handle it. You push yourself a little more and the body gets stronger. Well, we have nearly 60 trillion bacteria in our body, 380 trillion viruses. Do you think we're not supposed to be exposed to germs? No. When you actually study the immune system, you find out the immune system is based on being exposed to things. About a week ago, I shared a very interesting paper in the Journal of Pediatrics, a Finnish study which clearly showed that kids who lived in homes where they had dogs that went in and out, bringing in lots and lots of dirt and germs, they had 40 to 50% less ear infections and nearly 25-30% less use of antibiotics. And that was in the early ages. So when you're young, you need to be exposed to stuff. So we're telling kids to wear these masks. And idiots like Fauci, and he's an idiot. You have to understand this guy has survived because not of intelligence, but because of being able to manipulate people. And, last year we ran the Fire Fauci campaign. Unfortunately, Trump didn't listen to me. We sent him letters. We gave him about 150,000 signatures, way too influenced by Ivanka and little rich boy Jared, okay, who had their own agenda. So what you have today is people like Fauci who have survived, and we're heading down a path which has nothing to do with health. What we have found in the research, everyone should go to vashiva.com. Let me show you /masks. And let me show you right here. Share this screen over here. So if you go to vashiva.com, we're building all sorts of educational resources for you. And let me go there. If you go to vashiva.com /masks, we have a 1.5 hour scientific video showing you the science, the modern science of what happens, what can happen if the temperature around your mouth area and the pH is raised. And it's a great video. When you get time, please go look at it. It's vashiva.com masks. When you join, please join to the community. It's absolutely, there's no cost to this. But what we're building here is we spent 3 years of scientific effort using the technology that came out of my work at MIT to look at all the molecular mechanisms in your mouth of periodontal disease. And it turns out there are around 3 bacteria. When they increase in colonization, you have a high proclivity for getting gum disease, the bleeding gums, the tooth decay, and also reducing the immune health of your mouth. The mouth, as you'll go through this video, is extremely important for your entire health, your brain health, osteoporosis, diabetes, many, many things, because your body is a system. The mouth is a gateway to a lot of health. So now you put a mask on. Well, that mask increases the temperature. You start mouth breathing. That lowers your pH, which means your mouth becomes more acidic. Well, high temperature and low acidic behavior are perfect for these 3 particular bacteria to start going up in quantity, which will cause a disturbance to what's called the oral microbiome. What does that mean? It's a bacteria in your mouth. So that's what we have found from science. And I'm sure Fauci doesn't think like this, or because his masters are big pharma and big tech and big Hollywood. That's what this guy wants to actually be. But when you take a system science approach, you find out that the mouth is connected to the rest of your system, and it's extremely important we take this systems approach to understanding the body. So that's what I'd like all of you to entertain. Please go to vashiva.com/join, learn about this. And one of the things I want to end with is for what we're starting to do is, I'll show you right here, when you join into the site, let me see if I can show you here. When you join into the site, let me go right here. We have created a way that you can have a forum. We have a forum where you can discuss any different kinds of issues that you want on the website. And this happens when you go to vashiva.com and you go to join and you sign up. But one of the things we've done on the site is when you go there, and let me, can I log in here? Oh, I think I already logged in before, but when you log in into the dashboard, let me go right here. There I am here. When you log into the dashboard, we have an amazing thing called this forum. There's conferencing we're setting up. We're setting up social media like Facebook. All of this is set up for our community. So these are all different forums. You can participate. It just got launched recently. There are also tools on the site for everyone to take advantage of, which also includes tools like Your Body, Your System, tools like all the courses. So we're building an educational platform, a communications platform, email platform, all within the construct that is independent of big tech. But all of this is not just to compete with big tech, but it's to build a bottoms-up movement and to give you tools. So one of the things on the dashboard that you'll find is we're also want to educate people, if I go right here, with different tools. So here is a tool that you can educate your neighbors on masks. In fact, one of our leaders who's going through leadership training, we have the front of the card and the back of the card, and you can print these cards. Let me show you right here. You can print these cards, go to your local Staples, and you can print the front of the card, and it's got the back of the card. And what you can see, the front and the back of the card, if I share with you right here, it has information that you can share with your local community, right? So the back of the card says, look, here's the science about masks. The oral microbiome is critical to overall health. Children's oral microbiome is a predictor of future health. Systems biology is revealing that masks disrupt your oral microbiome. Dentists are reporting increase in oral health issues. And we talk about, hey, there should be some important public health implications. Maybe we need to do a real risk assessment of masks. We're doing it, without any funding. We do it on our own and using our scientific capabilities. We also perhaps need to say, if you're going to force me to wear a mask, employer, maybe you need to give me more dental health coverage. And maybe if my kid has to work from home, or I'm going to pull them out, maybe you should give me tax credits because I'm not using your school, and we need to have investment in science. So everyone here, when you log in, you can use this tool, go to your local printer, go to your local Staples, print it out, and hand it out. Sandy, one of our volunteers, is doing this right now. She's passed out thousands of them. She gives them to parents, but it's a very simple way of not attacking people, but educating them. And that's what we need to do. We need to build awareness. That's what this card says, build awareness of the risks of masks to you and your child. Anyway, I'm going to be doing another live that's going to be coming up shortly, but be well, be the light, and start taking a systems approach. And we really need to focus on boosting the immune system. Thank you.